The red carpet is nothing but a lie. What the cameras are strictly forbidden from showing is the true price legends like Raven Simonet Ciara and Jada Pinkett Smith have paid in exchange for perfection. Was it a breathtaking transformation or a total disaster? Comment 1 if you're impressed or 0 if you think they went too far. Hit like, subscribe, and join us as we expose the secrets Hollywood has been desperate to bury. Are you ready? Let's dive into the stories the industry tried to keep hidden. Imagine being just 14 years old, the face of an entire generation, and a Disney icon. But behind the canned laughter of "That's so Raven," a dark reality was unfolding. While the world saw a confident teen star, Raven Simonet was secretly stepping onto the operating table. Why did a child star feel the need for plastic surgery before she was even old enough to drive? And what went so wrong that it almost cost her everything? Hollywood in the early 2000s was a machine designed to crush self-esteem. For Raven, the pressure wasn't just about nailing a scene or memorizing lines, it was about her body. In a world obsessed with narrow beauty standards, she was body-shamed by both the industry and the public. This toxic environment pushed her toward a choice that even adults would hesitate to make, undergoing multiple plastic surgeries, including a breast reduction and liposuction, all while she was still a minor. But this serves as a chilling wake-up call. Plastic surgery isn't just a minor touch-up, it's a massive medical gamble. Raven later revealed a terrifying side effect that few people ever talk about. Following the procedures, she began suffering from seizures. The physical damage to a developing body was catastrophic. The perfection she sought came with a medical price tag that no amount of fame could ever justify. It wasn't just a cosmetic disaster, it was a full-blown health crisis. Looking at Raven Simonet today, she has reclaimed control over her own narrative. She is no longer hiding behind bandages or the unrealistic expectations of the film industry. Now she speaks out, not to condemn plastic surgery entirely, but to serve as a warning for future generations. Her journey serves as a powerful documentary of self-acceptance. She realized that a scalpel cannot heal the wounds inflicted by the world's prejudices. Raven's story is a wake-up call. It reminds us that beauty standards can become dangerous and that perfection is often just a lie sold in a recovery room. She overcame those complications to tell us one thing: your worth is not measured by a surgeon's markings. Take a close look at Kerry Washington. From her breakout role in Save the Last Dance to the powerful Olivia Pope in Scandal, she seems to have unlocked a secret we all crave. While the phrase "ageless beauty" is often used to describe her radiance, a segment of the audience and critics are asking a different question. Is it purely due to incredible genetics, or has a scalpel silently played a role in this transformation? Kerry has always been an icon of elegance and natural beauty. However, her recent red carpet appearances have ignited intense speculation. Eagle-eyed fans have pointed to a seemingly slimmer bridge of her nose and a suspiciously smooth forehead that defies all laws of aging. In an industry that demands leading ladies to freeze time, did Kerry feel the pressure to undergo subtle tweaks to maintain her A-list status? The story turns into a disaster, not because of a medical blunder, but because of a cultural mistake. In 2016, a major magazine cover featured Kerry looking almost unrecognizable due to excessive Photoshop and over-the-top facial adjustments. It sparked a massive wave of backlash. This moment highlights a dangerous trend. When Hollywood tries to perfect a face that is already iconic, they often strip away the soul and heritage that made the star famous in the first place. Is the disaster found in the surgery itself, or in this industry's refusal to let a woman of color age naturally? Kerry Washington rarely responds directly to these rumors, choosing instead to focus on skin care and inspiring women. Her story serves as a fascinating case study in modern Hollywood aesthetics. It pushes the threshold of the uncanny valley, a place where fillers and Botox are used with such precision that we can no longer distinguish between what is natural and what is a scientific intervention. Whether she has sought medical assistance, or it's all thanks to a legendary skincare routine, Kerry remains the undisputed queen of the screen. But her journey forces us to ask ourselves, in the race for eternal youth, what are we willing to trade away? Are we chasing perfection? Or are we simply terrified of the truth that time eventually touches us all? Level Up. It's more than just a massive hit. It's been Ciara's entire brand for the past 2 decades. From being the Princess of Crunk and B to becoming a global fashion icon, her evolution has been nothing short of breathtaking. But as her cheekbones grew razor-sharp and her curves became increasingly flawless, the internet started buzzing. Did Ciara level up through sweat and discipline alone, or did she find a shortcut in a recovery room? What is the hidden price behind a look this impossibly perfect? Ciara has always been an athlete in high heels, but take a closer look at the old footage. Critics point to a distinct shift in her facial structure, a slimmer nose, and a jawline that seems to defy every law of biology. In a culture that demands female icons snap back just weeks after giving birth, Ciara has become the gold standard. But is this standard actually achievable, or is it a dangerous illusion crafted by the world's best surgeons? The real disaster in Ciara's story isn't a botched procedure, it's the crushing weight of the so-called perfect image. When a star's body becomes their primary product, the line between self-care and surgical obsession blurs. Rumors of breast implants and sophisticated fillers have pushed her into the uncanny valley, a place where she looks so flawless she almost appears artificial. This isn't just about vanity, it's about survival instinct in an industry ready to discard women the moment a single wrinkle appears. Ciara's journey teaches us about the silent underside of Hollywood aesthetics. It's not always about shocking transformations. It's about a process of constant maintenance that can lead to the loss of one's natural identity. Her story is a documentary of the modern era, a time where the pressure to be a superwoman often requires an entire medical team behind the scenes. Ciara remains a powerhouse star, a mother, and an icon. But her transformation forces us to look in the mirror and ask, are we celebrating her talent, or are we worshiping a beauty standard that requires a scalpel to maintain? In the race to level up, make sure you don't lose the person you were on day one. Before she became the formidable rapper Lola Monroe, she was Angel Lola Louv, the undisputed queen of the video vixen era. Her body was the definitive blueprint for an entire generation's obsession with the hourglass figure. But behind the glamour and the music videos, a dangerous secret was smoldering. While the world admired her curves, Lola was living through a medical nightmare. What happens when the very thing that made you famous begins to threaten your life? In the mid-2000s, the pressure to possess an impossible body reached its peak. To maintain their status, many felt driven to seek out shortcuts. Lola later bravely admitted to using enhancements specifically unidentified or illegal injections that were rampant throughout the entertainment industry. This wasn't just cosmetic surgery, it was the act of pumping foreign substances into the body without any medical supervision. It was a visual trap that millions of women were tempted to follow. The disaster here wasn't about fading looks, it was about survival. Years later, the consequences began to surface. These unregulated fillers can migrate throughout the body, causing chronic inflammation and leading to life-threatening infections. Lola Monroe became a warning bell, revealing the pain and fear of living with a time bomb inside her body. She had to endure agonizing corrective surgeries to remove the toxins, a process that is often far more expensive and painful than the initial procedure. Now, Lola Monroe has shed her vixen persona to reveal something much more powerful: her truth. She is not just a rapper, she is a survivor of a toxic beauty culture. By sharing her journey of removing those fillers, she is educating young fans about the harsh reality of black market beauty. Her story is a documentary of resilience, proving that true power comes from your voice and your health, not from a physique created by a syringe. Lola Monroe's journey is a stark reminder today's trends can become tomorrow's medical emergencies. She chose life over looks. The question is, in a world obsessed with filters and fillers, do we have the courage to do the same? She exploded onto the stage with the hit Fancy, a bombshell from Australia who looked like she stepped right out of a digital dream. But as Iggy Azalea's music climbed the charts, her face and body seemed to change by the day. Unlike many of her peers who hide behind excuses like good lighting or makeup techniques, Iggy did the unthinkable in Hollywood. She told the truth. But did her quest for a perfect physique lead her straight into the uncanny valley? In 2015, Iggy sent social media into a frenzy, not with a song, but with a confession. She admitted to a nose job and breast implants, stating, "I'd rather tell the truth than have someone else find out." This transparency was revolutionary. However, the curiosity didn't stop there. Fans began to notice her hips and chin changing at a dizzying pace. The Instagram face era was born, and Iggy was one of its primary architects. But what happens when your body becomes a project that is never truly finished? Critics accused her of using surgery to borrow an aesthetic that didn't belong to her, sparking fierce debates over cultural appropriation and the BBL Brazilian butt lift trend. Her appearance became so polished, so surgically precise, that it began to overshadow her talent. The disaster was the disappearance of the girl from rural Mullumbimby, replaced by a physique that felt more like an industrial product than a human being. Iggy's journey is a fascinating documentary on the psychological price of fame. She shows us that even with the world's best surgeons, the public eye remains a scalpel that never stops cutting. Her story teaches us about the fine line between enhancement and the erasure of identity. She reclaimed control of her narrative through honesty, but she also became a cautionary tale of how industry beauty standards can make even the most confident stars feel incomplete. Iggy Azalea is not just a rapper. She is a mirror reflecting our own obsession with perfection. She moved past the waves of backlash and layers of bandages to tell us this. Even if you can buy a new face, you still have to live with the person inside. In a world of filters and fillers, could living authentically be the only surgery we actually need? Was Iggy Azalea's truth an act of courage or simply a surrender to Hollywood's pressure? She chose to be honest about her procedures, but is she slowly losing herself? Comment 2 if you support Iggy's upfront honesty, or 5 if you miss her lost natural beauty. Don't forget to like and subscribe to join me in exposing Hollywood's never-ending beauty projects in the next episode. These faces tell stories the entertainment industry often tries to bury. Now you know the truth at the intersection of fame and the scalpel. Perfection is often just an expensive illusion. The million-dollar question is, was it a stunning upgrade or did they lose themselves in the race? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm heading there right now to see who has the sharpest take. If you're tired of filters and ready to uncover more Hollywood secrets, hit like. And if you haven't joined this community yet, subscribe. You definitely don't want to be the last to know what I'm exposing next. Stay curious, stay real, because in the next video we'll uncover a transformation so shocking it nearly destroyed an entire career. See you there.